5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We are now a stone's throw away from finally getting to see Starfield Direct, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what Bethesda show us. And like a lot of other people, I have some hopes and wishes for what they actually revealed in the Direct, so let's not dither about it anymore, let's just get straight into the rest of the video and what I expect from the showcase. So with the rumoured time for the showcase being about 30 minutes, obviously there's going to be a lot of information they're going to want to throw out there and have to use their time wisely to keep the player base, you know, still hyped and excited for the game. And despite the fact that I've said quite a few times I don't want any story spoilers at all for the game, there is one caveat. If the Direct was to open with Todd just playing the intro to Starfield, I would be over the moon. Just, you know, 5-10 minutes of just raw, unedited gameplay, just showing us the intro to the game would be something that I would absolutely love to see, and we'd get a good look at how the game is going to run, and, you know, hopefully find out then whether it's going to be, you know, 30 FPS or 60 FPS. I think that would probably be a good time for them to finally hit that nail on the head and tell us exactly what's going on with the FPS too. And an opening like that would also nicely segue into my next point, which would be I'd love to see some more about the character customization. We haven't really seen that much of it. They haven't really shown us what we can do. They've shown us some presets, and it looks like it's going to be super expansive, and I'd love to see a little bit more detail about that. We know that there's already been some changes to things like backgrounds and traits, and it would be nice to actually see more of a like updated list so we can see exactly what's changed. And if they are planning on any other changes to maybe any of the traits or backgrounds, but by now I'd imagine they have them all fairly locked in. But it is still going to be another 3 months after this Direct, so maybe they will plan on making some more changes. Next up, I want them to delve into a little bit more about the exploration side of Starfield, like the different planets that we can visit, the different environments that we're going to come across. Like, are there water planets, gas planets? Are there going to be features like black holes or anomalies that we can explore? Are there going to be gas giant planets that we can, you know, do something with in the game? Like, as well, another point that I always seem to find myself dwelling on is something that happened when No Man's Sky came out. They made a big deal about the sun not being a light box. Game came out and it was a light box. I'd love for some confirmation on whether we can actually approach a system's star and maybe find something that we can utilize around it, like maybe as an energy source or something. And quickly jumping back to the planet part, like, we've seen plenty of walking in the sunshine, but like, show us some of the other weather systems that we might discover on other planets. I mean, they can't all be sunshine and light. Show us some horrible storms that we could get caught in and just how deadly it can be to explore other planets. I just want to see more! Next up, I hope they touch a bit more on the base and shipbuilding in the game. I've already really liked what I've seen of it so far, but I would love for them to show off a bit more in-depth, especially shipbuilding. I'd love to see some more ideas of what we can do, and also like how many ships we can have, whether we're stuck to just the one ship or whether we're going to have a fleet of ships. But also, and this is a really big thing for me, is whether or not there's going to be land vehicles in the game. I mean, we've seen some footage, especially in the last footage that we've got, of what appears to be quite a large hangar bay door that looks like it would be able to have some kind of vehicle in it. I'm really hoping that they're not just going to leave us to rely on our jump packs and feet to get around the game, and I have high expectations that if there are going to be land vehicles of some kind in the game, that this is when they're going to reveal them. Rolling on, now, I think this would also be a great time for them to actually show a bit more of the companion side of things. We've had a fair amount of showing off of Vasco. We've had a very brief glimpse of what looks like a human companion running around on Mars with our character. But we really don't know much else. And alongside the dialogue tree reveal that we've had, and the understanding that our companions are going to have like such an influence on how we play the game, you know, they can make decisions for us if we let them. I'd love for them to show off just a little bit more of how that's going to work, and maybe explain how the dialogue system works a little bit better, because I'm one of these players that looks at it at the moment and kind of just goes, huh? So yeah, don't show off too much about the companions. We don't want to know all of them, but definitely it would be nice if we could sort of have another companion revealed to us of maybe not a robotic nature, although I imagine I'll probably be running around with Vasco for the entire thing anyway. Now, Todd Howard has always said that he wants to show off more of the game getting made and giving us lots of stuff to do with the background, and showing us the Bethesda offices and stuff like that. And it's been 5 months since we last had Constellation Questions, and there's a thriving community out there, you know, lots of Discord groups, and there's lots of questions. Even the official Discord group has a Constellation Questions part in it where people are asking questions, and it's been 5 months since we actually had anything to do with it. So I would think if they're going to show off any more to do with the offices and the background and how Starfield has been made, now is the time to tell us when these next sort of snippets are going to be released, because personally I really enjoyed the Constellation Questions and I would really love to see more of them. And being it's 3 months until the game comes out, I really hope it's not going to go back to complete radio silence and we do get more like developer updates to show that delaying the game has actually been worthwhile and it is something for us players to still be really excited for. Which then leads me on to the expectation that at the end of this direct they're going to announce that pre-orders are going live, and we're going to get a breakdown of what sort of stuff that we can order, through the rumoured collector's edition that's going to have one of these Starfield watches, to the leaked controller, which I'm not sure I believe that that's the way the controller looks. It looked very much like a Titanfall controller to me, but I expect them to do some sort of Starfield controller. But I'd also like them to sort of announce if they're going to be doing anything else. I loved the Fallout 4 bobbleheads. I've got quite a few of them, and I'd love for them to say they're doing like a bobblehead of Vasco or something like that, so I can add it to my own collection. Getting towards the end here, and I imagine that during this direct we'll also get maybe some confirmation of what the DLC plan is for Starfield. Since the ESRB showed that there's in-game purchases, there's been a lot of worry that it's going to contain microtransactions or something like that, and even I got personally concerned that they were going down the microtransaction route. And the more I thought about it, the more I think it may actually be just at launch there's going to be like a Fallout 4 style season pass where it prepays all the DLC that's going to come out in the future for Starfield. And I really do hope that we get to see something like that revealed and put to bed the rumours that there might be microtransactions. But I do expect them to at least announce if they're doing a DLC plan for the game for future content. So there we go. That's kind of what I'm hoping to see at the Direct. I can't believe that we're almost there. I'm really excited to see what they show. And even though it is supposed to only be about 30 minutes, I think that's probably going to be more than enough time for us to cover a lot of the points we've talked about in this video today. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other people out there who are like, no, don't want to see that. I'd rather see this. And there's other points. So please do leave your comments in the comment section below and let me know what you expect from the Direct. I would love for it to just be Todd Howard just playing the game for 30 minutes, talking about everything that's going to go on, and we can just have 30 minutes of him creating a character, showing us the intro of the game, and then touching upon everything else to do with Starfield, showing us the exploration, showing us all these little bits and bobs that can get us totally hyped for the game coming out, but also to prove that it's a game that's been worth waiting for. So I will probably see you all watching the Direct as eagerly as I am. And just thank you for everyone that watches my videos. If you've managed to get to the end here, please do, if you're not already, like and subscribe to the channel, as I do really enjoy making YouTube videos, but it's not a full-time job. And the weather in Scotland has been absolutely amazing the last couple of weeks, so I've been using it as a great excuse to go outdoors. I know, terrible gamer am I, going outside, shocking. But from me, I hope you all have an absolutely lovely day, enjoy the Starfield Direct, and I will see you on the other side. Till then, take care.